Many men over 50 fall into a predictable cycle. They decide to reclaim their health and immediately begin obsessively consuming longevity podcasts and scouring the latest scientific journals for an edge. This creates a constant, high-frequency scan of the horizon. Every morning brings a new study or a micro-adjustment to the routine, turning the pursuit of health into a permanent state of data gathering. When the volume of incoming information exceeds the capacity to act, the system stalls. The gears of physical progress stop turning, replaced by the friction of perpetual analysis. When action finally happens, it's often driven by the ego. A man might strap on 20 pounds of weight on day one to compensate for months of inactivity, only to end the session with a torn meniscus or chronic joint inflammation. Breaking this cycle requires a transition from a search state to a locked state. This means moving away from weekly tweaks and installing a rigid, unchangeable protocol that functions like an automated operating system. Scientific literacy is a tool for planning, but health itself is a byproduct of high-fidelity, daily repetition. The first 2 weeks prioritize structural integrity over intensity. The requirements are simple: a daily 9-kilometer weighted walk, or rucking, and 50 push-ups divided throughout the day to keep the metabolic rate elevated. Total load starts at exactly 6 kilograms. While the muscles may feel capable of carrying more, the tendons and ligaments of a 50-year-old require this specific low-intensity adaptation period to thicken and strengthen without failing. A strict biological governor is used to maintain the correct pace: nasal breathing. If the intensity forces the mouth to open for air, the physical load has exceeded the body's current aerobic capacity. Keeping the heart rate below the nasal breathing threshold ensures the body stays within zone 2. In this state, the mitochondria are forced to become more efficient at burning fat as a primary fuel source, while minimizing systemic inflammation. Lasting strength requires suppressing the desire for immediate, heavy lifts. By focusing on steady tendon adaptation first, the body builds a foundation that can actually support higher loads in the months to come. In weeks 3 and 4, a metabolic layer is added: 16 hours of fasting followed by an 8-hour eating window. The effectiveness of the walk depends entirely on its placement. The 9-kilometer ruck must occur during the final 2 hours of the 16-hour fast. By hour 14, internal chemistry shifts. Insulin and muscle glycogen hit their lowest baselines. With no circulating sugar remaining, the weighted fast triggers a survival response. Fat oxidation surges as the body mobilizes deep tissue to power the movement. The recovery phase is equally precise. Within an hour of finishing, the system requires dense protein, between 150 and 180 grams, to trigger muscle protein synthesis and prevent tissue breakdown. This combination of timed fasting and mechanical load converts a standard walk into a highly specific tool for metabolic restructuring. From weeks 5 through 8, the protocol introduces targeted compounds designed to address cellular aging. This begins each morning on an empty stomach with a combination of NMN, PQQ, and lutein. These compounds support mitophagy, the process where damaged or inefficient mitochondria are identified and broken down so their components can be recycled into healthy, high-output power plants. The stack is supported by phosphatidylcholine and creatine, taken with food for cellular metabolic health, and magnesium at night to facilitate the deep sleep required for neurological repair. These supplements provide the raw materials for cellular repair, but that repair process is only fully activated when the body is under metabolic stress. Without the rucking and fasting to trigger the demand for new energy, the cleanup crew has no signal to start working. After 12 weeks of this ramp, the body enters a state of metabolic autonomy. The results are visible in how the body moves: dense muscle, no joint pain, and stable insulin regardless of the environment. The greatest threat to this progress is the return of the optimization itch. Searching for a new 1% hack every Sunday afternoon serves only to distract from the core work that actually drives biological change. Success depends on the separation of roles. Let an automated system handle the news and the research in the background, while the daily physical protocol remains completely static. Impactful longevity isn't found in the next headline or the next podcast. It is earned through the simple, repetitive act of locking the system, putting on the vest, and simply executing.